Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
Hi, everybody. This is Gene Mortensen, and along with the head coach Garrett Williams. And tonight we're going to start off the first game of the Killer Districts this year. And we're going to go up against the Farmington High School Scorpions. But first, we're going to talk a little bit, Garrett, about the wild game in in Las Vegas last week. I couldn't believe that game. I think in like over 40 years of watching Los Alamos High School football, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that game last Thursday night. It was actually Thursday night. And I mean 106 points between the two teams. That was just phenomenal, and 8 touchdowns by Damian Gonzalez. We were warned going in that Damian Gonzalez was the young man we're going to have to stop, and boy, he certainly showed us why. But
yeah, man, I mean, it was a little bit different night. We didn't do much to stop that kid. Man, we had a hard time up front. Blocking, had a hard time tackling that kid. But man, yeah, I mean, what a strange, kind of game that was. Started off, kind of a fun game, kind of trading scores and, moving back and forth, and just kind of got, we kind of hit that third quarter, and, we were beat up a little bit, kind of started getting down, and man, he didn't slow down any. And we just, we did not tackle well at the end of the game, and just kind of, man, it's always, it's always funny how sometimes those get away from you sometimes.
yeah, and then you have these situations in the game where, you get back in the game, and then suddenly you're back out of the game, and you're not really out of the game, but the scenario at the end of the first half was just wild, because we came down and completed that pass to Jeremiah, I think it was. We completed that pass, beautiful pass play into the end zone, and we scored with 20 seconds left, and then Sally Hopkins came out and converted the extra point, and I think she's like the last 10 or 11 extra points. She only missed one.
Yep.
She had about one partially blocked. But anyway, so there's 20 seconds to go, so we kick off to them, and it goes to Damian Gonzalez, and then he just takes off, and once again he's running down that right sideline, and I thought, my God, he's going to go again. And then we got him, but we had to catch him from behind. And then whoever caught up with him and tackled him, he ended up grabbing his. He ended up grabbing his. He just horse collared him.
Yep.
There wasn't any question about it. But anyway, and so then we got a 15-yard penalty tacked onto the run, so that puts them on a 20, and with 4 seconds to go, and so essentially it was first and goal from the 20. And I thought, okay, well, we just stop them here. We just scored, so we got some momentum now. So anyway, they come out of there and they just give it to Damian Gonzalez, and he runs 20 yards for a touchdown. And I couldn't believe it. It was like, geez, we just got back in this game, and then all of a sudden, just in 20 seconds of whammo, Damian Gonzalez we weren't out of the game, but he just added another 7 points that we really didn't need for him to set,
No.
to set up another 7 points in that ball game. So, but you guys knew that that Damian was going to be trouble there. Also, the other thing I'd heard before was that watch out for the quarterback, because they said he's just a freshman, but he doesn't look one bit like a quarterback.
Well, we knew coming in, that they had. I mean, they're a big physical team, man. Those guys, they played physical, played great on defense. We knew coming in what they had running. They, their quarterback, being a freshman, they, kind of protect him, let him throw some, quick passes, get it out. I thought they did a good job with that. They did a good job, didn't make too many mistakes. We just came out and just did not. I mean, up until that game, our defense had done a great job of just playing up front, tackling well, getting guys on the ground, and we just did kind of complete opposite of what kind of the who we had been on defense. I think towards the end of the game, it just kind of compounded itself because we're down. We knew we were down. We're getting a little beat up, and started thinking about that, I think, and we blew a couple coverages and gave up a couple more. Just some of those big strike things that we didn't do good at stopping. We always talk about stopping big plays, and man, that kid had several just 1 or 2 play series and would break a couple tackles and take it. We blew a couple pass coverages in the second half and gave up two quick passing touchdowns just like that. And, it was just our kids, we kept fighting. We kept fighting. We ran back 3 kickoffs. Our special teams were playing great. We moved the ball well at times, and went down and scored several times, and just I thought every time we kind of got going on a roll, just kind of got something that knocked us back. And it's, for whatever reason that was, man, it's not what obviously not the way that we thought that should have come out. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and wanted it to be a good game, but wanted to go in and play well on both sides. And we just, man, they did a great job offensively, and we didn't tackle very well.
Well, it was a really fun game to watch because it's there was so much going on all the time. I mean, there was never a dull moment in that game at all. And then, of course, the run backs you were talking about, the kickoff run backs, I've never seen that before in Los Alamos history. And
I've never had one where we ran three in a row back.
Yeah.
I mean, Malachi Gutierrez had 2 big ones, and that's his 4 of them this year already, I think. Then Jerry Hartzell gets one the next time, just to keep us in it. Like I said, right before half, we go down and, did things right. We were talking to our kids, when we do things correctly, every kid executes on the same play, does everything good. Great things happen. And man, that last pass to Jerry, big, about 50-yard pass to Jerry, everybody just did their job. Everything, was right. Great protection. Quarterback stepped up in the pocket, everybody ran great routes and completed a pass, and Jerry takes for a touchdown. And, we had a hard time, up front, just, doing things consistently. I think we got down, started trying to do some things to make up for it, and it's just, in football, when you start trying to make up for what you think's not going right. You start doing things differently. Everybody starts kind of adjusting to each other, and it just kind of compounds the problem. So we had times where we're lining incorrect, we're running routes incorrect just because we thought we needed to, and it just kind of throws everything off. And so I think second half that's kind of the situation we got into. And so we've just talked a lot this week about when we just do our job, that's enough. When people do their job, that's enough. Because we have great team speed. We have great skill guys. We have guys up front that can block and get things going for us. And when everybody just does their job the way they've been taught, and we got to keep in that situation. I think that's going to be a big one, especially tonight. That's going to be where we have to be.
So the 3 touchdowns were interesting. We scored 3 touchdowns and didn't run a single play from scrimmage. But I couldn't believe it. Malachi ran that back and all the way back to the touchdown. They kicked off again, and then Jeremiah, I think, ran it back, and then I think Malachi ran it back again, and then on the fourth one, we were just trading touchdowns, and on the fourth one, I'm not sure can't remember who the ball carrier was, but he came up and he got around the 35-40 yard line, our own 35-40, and he broke out into the open, and I thought, oh my God, he's going again. My God, we're going to score 4 of these things. But then they were able to catch him right around midfield and drop him, and so it was a crazy thing, and we just when what you were talking about, when everybody does their job, like for instance that touchdown just before the half, that was what a pretty play that was, and Jacob, he just perfectly back there in the quarterback on a great route. I think that was Tiki Nieto, I think, ran it. I'm not sure anyway, I remember he ran a really great route and then into the end zone, beautiful pass. And and that's the kind of thing that like you say, you get the job done and you get the job done. So it's in essence. One thing I wanted to ask you about too was that the game got moved up to Thursday night. Did that affect you guys in any way?
You never know. Obviously, it affects your your weekly preparation, just your schedule. So who knows? We weren't expecting it. They had a lack of officials, so we had to move up a day. Who knows? That stuff doesn't help when we try to do a great job just keeping on our schedule so things stay the same for our kids. But who knows how that affects a teenage kid's focus, or when you're going into different things, but those are things that you try not to talk about too much. We're just like, hey, it is what it is. We're gonna go play football. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what day we're doing it. It doesn't matter where we're doing it, home or away. We're just gonna go play. But you never know how that affects kids. It's weird. They were. I know everybody's worried about getting home on time and going back to school the next day, and what? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that's a killer.
You try not to feed, as a coach. We don't feed into that stuff at all, because you don't know. High school kids are different sometimes, and you don't want to put anything in their head that's gonna change, because we always talk about thriving on adversity. One of the things we talk about all the time is just it doesn't matter what adversity we come up against, we're going to thrive on it, we're going to learn from it, we're going to move ahead and focus on controlling what we can control, we couldn't control that, so we're not going to worry about it. But hey, it is what it is, and now, looking back at it, we always talk to those guys about, hey, we're going to thrive on adversity. Hey, that was adversity. We didn't play well at all. We did good things here and there throughout the game, but we didn't play a good full game of football. We didn't play, defense like we're used to playing, and that cost us, especially against a good running back. And now what do? We always talk about, hey, if you're gonna lose, don't lose the lesson. Don't lose the lessons that we can learn from that to get better. And these guys, we kind of tried to come back in this week and refocus a little bit. They've had a great week of practice, and we knew coming into this game against Farmington, they were one of the top teams in the state. We know what it's gonna take to play with those guys, and what it's gonna take to beat those guys. So you can't dwell on that stuff. Can't dwell on what the score was or how many touchdowns that kid scored. It doesn't matter. You gotta learn what you can, take what you can from that, and don't repeat those mistakes, and come out at our house now for that first district game and go play.
Yeah, you have to put the last game. You got to put all of that behind you, except what you said. Every game, that's what the experience is all about. Every game you learn something, and that's why you start off, playing non-district ball games, and you can learn the things that the kids learn. And of course, the kids, they pick up things on their own by themselves. And they don't have to have the coach tell them all the time, like, do this, do this, do this. The kids can figure out. Maybe they were out of position in defense or something, but anyway, the kids. That's why when you get that experience, and and a good ball player, and these kids are these high school kids, they adjust to freaking everything. So anyway, but tonight is their first district game, and of course we're in a killer district here for the next 2 years. We're going to start off against Farmington. Farmington, of course, like you said, right now is one of the top teams in the state in our class, and so they're going to be tough to beat. And I was kind of looking up some things on Farmington, and it appears, from what I could figure out, is that it's mostly a passing game. They don't seem to run it all that much.
They're a spread, we call it an air raid offense. They're a spread offense. Have a great quarterback, and that kind of what they do. They're going to spread you out. They're going to take their shots downfield. They got a good quick passing game, but their deal is that they don't mess up a whole lot. Their quarterback hits his guys in the hands. They catch it, they run, and they do a good job blocking up front. They don't make many mistakes, and they got they have good athletes. They're across the board, offensively and defensively, have great athletes that can go play. So they don't try to do too much. They're just going to do what they do, and they do it very well. Not extremely huge. I think that we're, one of the few teams that they play yet that has. We have some speed that can match up. We got, pretty good team speed, and I think we match up speed wise pretty well. We have to match up the aggression and the blocking up front, because they do have they have a great offensive and defensive line. So we kind of got to match that up front, and just not give up, giant plays. That's what cost us last week, just giving up huge plays. But defensively, this is one of probably the most athletic defenses that we've seen. They don't put all their huge dudes on defense. They got a lot of athletes and a lot of speed on defense, and they run to the ball. They kind of run it. They run a kind of a what we call 3-3 stack, odd front 3-3 stack defense. Try to keep 6 guys in the box and man up on everybody outside, and kind of stay over the top and just pursue the ball. And they do a great job of it. And that's, they try not to adjust too much. They play their base offense, they play their base defense, and they just do a great job of getting it done. They across the board have good athletes. They got a lot of kids on their team, a lot of numbers, and they do what they do very well. They block well. They just throw and catch. Don't do anything crazy. They do what they do well, and they're just gonna work it down and hope you make you make mistakes. And that's kind of the guys that have played them. Eventually have. They try to do too much to stay up with them and end up making mistakes, and they take advantage of it and get big plays on you.
Well, their quarterback is Brandon Furby. He in 6 games, and he has well over 1,000 yards passing. And what's interesting is their leading receiver, Julian Gomez, and he's got 160 yards. So, but if you look down the list on the receiving, it's just maybe a half a dozen kids that are all have good receiving yards. So he just doesn't have one particular guy that he likes to go to, and then that's kind of when Martesia came here and played. When Landry Jones dropped back, it was. It looked like he had every kid on the Artesia team out there running a route. That's what.
No, they do a great job, and he does a great job of just reading coverages, but does a great job of just he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss many balls, and he's gonna put the ball in their hands, and he goes through his progressions, takes what you give him. They catch the ball and move forward, and they do a good job of that. They just don't mess up. They don't turn the ball over much. They don't miss block things. They do a good job passing and catching, and then he'll hand a counter or a trap or something, or zone to that running back, and he'll get what he gets, and they come back and start throwing again. And they just do it. They're a well-coached team. They got a lot of athletes, and just are going to do a good job of taking advantage of whatever it is you give them. They do a good job taking advantage of that.
Well, they have scored 290 points on the season in 6 games, and they've given up 36 points. So most of their games have been shutouts, and big scores. So when you get that kind of an offense like that air raid offense, and if they start taking advantage of you and get, like you say, get those receivers out, they run good routes, a good quarterback. Those are the kind of teams that are going to really pile up the points, and we've seen that so much because especially up there in Farmington, and here it's that I don't know what it is about the 4 corners, but I remember Aztec for years had a great quarterback. They'd have a great quarterback. Next year they'd have like a junior kid quarterback. And I remember the year that, bring this up again, but anyway, I remember the year that Landry Jones was playing, and Landry Jones was actually second in the state in passing. The kid that was in first place was a kid from Aztec. And what was interesting was that the coach there at Aztec at the time, he was a big fan of Mike Leach from Texas Tech. And he used to go down to Lubbock and visit with the coach and talk things over. But he ran the exact same offense that Mike Leach ran. And I'm telling you, they were tough.
Yep.
and I know Farmington's going to be really tough here tonight also.
I mean, they are. I mean, they're the number 1, number 2 team in the state for a reason. They're undefeated, and but we've spent all week, and that, okay, we're coming off, we're coming off a loss last week, but we got the number 1 team coming into our house, to our stadium, on a home game, and we've been telling these guys all week, what if, we match up pretty good speed wise, we have some weapons that can and guys that can do big things. Our deal is, can we focus enough? Can we execute enough to maintain what we want to do, move the ball, and play football like we want to? Like, this is what athletics is about. Having a team, coming to town. Yeah, nobody in the state thinks those guys are gonna do anything but beat us. Whatever. Hey, that's why you play. And we just in athletics, there's always those upsets, man. There's always upsets. That's why you play. That's why you don't just go off a record or a ranking. You have to go play it every week. And man, what if you put it together? What if you go do the job and pull it off at home in front of your home fans? Like, what a story. How fun would that be? And these guys they've worked like crazy this week, and we just want to come out. We want to fight like crazy, go play a great football game, put it together, unlike we did last week, put it together on both sides of the ball, and play good on specials, and give ourselves an opportunity to go compete. And win or lose, if you can go out and compete with a team like that, and give yourself, go play, have fun, go give yourself an opportunity to beat a team like that. Because gosh dang, if you did, what a story. That's what sports is about.
Yeah, and what you were saying too is that I think the most important thing, there's so many things especially the young athletes, and when you're an athlete like that, and you develop so many great characteristics, and from just being in athletic competition, but the biggest thing is that, I was a high school athlete and stuff, and my biggest thing was it was fun. I mean, even if we got our butt kicked, but it was still fun. We had a great time, and that's what athletics is about. And high school athletics is to go out there and develop some character and everything. But the most important thing is just have some fun and enjoy it.
Have some fun. Well, and if you do it right, it is fun. If you do it the right way, it's going to be fun. Like I said, win or lose, it's going to be fun. But if you do it right, you're going to give yourself an opportunity to go win, and that's what we want to do tonight. We want to go give ourselves that opportunity by playing good football and having fun, playing for each other. And like I said, this is adversity. Heck yeah, it's adversity. You got the number 1 team in the state coming to town. That's adversity. Go thrive on that. Go learn something from that, and go fight a little bit. Have some fun. Just go play hard. Go play hard. And like I said, we talked to these guys all week. What if you give yourself that chance? Get the ball back with, one drive left. down a few points and give yourself an opportunity to go win. You know, that'd be huge. But either way, go play football like you know how, and be proud of what you did when you walk off that field. You know.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sullivan Field. You are listening to Hilltopper Football here on the LA Daily Post on our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. This is Mike Mays. In just a second, we're going to have the voice of the Hilltoppers, Gene Mortensen, join us. Just getting some technical stuff all figured out, but district opener tonight, Gene, for the Los Alamos High School Hilltoppers. And they have a tall order to start things off. They're taking on the number one team in the state, the Farmington High School Scorpions.
Yes, and kind of consider the number one team in the state, period. In Class 5A, this is the top. Well, they do have 6A, so anyway, never mind. But anyway, this is going to be a tough one. It's the number one in the state. They have a very, very good quarterback. He's played 6 games, and right now, after 6 games, he's got well over 1,000 yards passing, and he distributes it to 4 or 5. He has 4 or 5 great receivers, and so it's just you can't. It's gonna be hard to. You can't just say he's got some go-to guy. I mean, he has one receiver in particular he likes to go to, but he's also, I mean, he can check off like crazy, and he's got these young kids just running all kinds of different routes, and he's throwing out for over 1,000. He's almost 1,100 yards, I do believe, in only 6 games. So I mean, he is pouring it on, and boy, that is hard to stop. And so the Hilltopper secondary is going to really be tried here tonight, Mike. And so while they're getting things ready, you want to give us an idea of the starting lineups, Mike?
Absolutely, Gene. So I don't believe we've had the coin flip yet. So actually, I think that is forthcoming here momentarily. But we'll start with the Topper offense tonight. Gene, of course, starting at left tackle, Damian Martinez. He is a senior guard. Left guard, Eliseo Valdez is also a senior. Guard, Zach Schwarzkopf. He's on the right side. The right tackle is Roland Esch. And in the center there, Matt McNeil. Center is the most important position, I think, on a football field. Don't ever question that.
No, Aaron, you played center, didn't you?
I played a lot of things. Gene.
Oh, okay, very good.
So our wide receivers, Nick Dolan and Malachi Gutierrez. Starting in the slot tonight, Caden Thornton. And the other side, Jerry Hartzell will get the start. The tailback is Tiki Nieto. And, of course, our quarterback, senior Jacob Green, who has had a pretty good season. Had a little bit of a rough outing last week, unfortunately. And we'll talk about that a little bit coming up here. For the Topper defense, the nose tackle is Zach Schwarzkopf. He's junior. Eliseo Valdez plays one defensive end, and John Delgado, the other defensive end. The linebacking core, the outside linebackers are Jehoran Quintana and Jackson Blair. The Will linebacker is Damian Martinez, and the Mike linebacker, Tiki Nieto, and the secondary, which, as you said, Gene, will be heavily tested tonight, will be strong safety, Jerry Hartzell, free safety, Caden Thornton, and the corners, Malachi Gutierrez and Alex Asuka. So, the defensive secondary, Gene, has its hands plenty full tonight. So as the teams are getting ready and they're heading out there, the Farmington Scorpions all in white with green letters, and the Hilltoppers in their home green unis with the yellow trim and yellow numbers.
Well, Farmington won the toss, and they've chosen to kick off. So they deferred to so Farmington won the toss, deferred to Los Alamos, and so Los Alamos will receive, and they will defend the east goal. Farmington will defend the west goal, and the quarterback for Farmington is Brandon Furby, and we'll see him, of course, in a little bit. The kick is going to go into the end zone. We're going to run it out of the end zone. No, we're not.
Didn't think they could run it out of the end zone, but that kick was 4 yards deep when Hartzell caught it.
Yes, really.
And boy, we've seen some nice kickoffs this season, Gene. That was about the deepest one in the end zone I think we've seen.
Well, we had three back-to-back kickoff returns against West Las Vegas last week. A three-peat. They came out and we ran up 21 points and without running one play from scrimmage. So here we go, and the Hilltoppers now in a spread offense, going to come to Jacob Green. He's going to try to go around the left side. He's not going to go anywhere. Wow, my golly Moses. That number 55. AJ Garcia. Yeah. Oh, Tyler Lewis, 5'9" senior, but boy, did he penetrate? Wow. And I'm talking about Brandon Furby, their quarterback. We don't have a height on him, unfortunately. But boy, he is one big guy. We have all kinds of motion, everything. Everything is confusing. We had the snap count was wrong. I don't think anything was right there. The ball got snapped, and I don't think they were expecting the snap, and everybody on the right side of the line was already 5 yards down the field. So
and nobody on the left side had moved, so clearly a little bit of confusion there. So that'll cost the Toppers 5 yards.
Yes, and so right now that's going to make it 2nd down and 20. They lost 5 yards on that first play. The ball now is back at the 10-yard line. And they started at the 20. The referees are having a long discussion here and see what they're going to come up with. Okay, they finally decided it's going to be a false start.
Well, good. After they'd already marched off the penalty and everybody was set to go, it's good to know what the penalty actually was, Gene. That's really good.
Have to do that. Jacob Green dropping back. He's going to air it out and trying to get it up down to Jeremiah Hartzell. And he was, boy, was he covered. He had guys all over him. And Luis Gonzalez was right there. Step for step with him. So.
Yeah, Gonzalez over there on the corner, he had Hartzell blanketed, and Hartzell the top receiver, and there was just nowhere for him to go. Right there on the sideline, he was covered like a blanket.
3rd and 20 from the 10. They faked the handoff, and he faked the handoff. I'm not sure what he was going to do. He faked the handoff to Tiki to Tiki, and I'm not sure Tiki Nieto, and then. I don't know. I'm not sure what he was planning on doing because as soon as he faked the handoff, he was just nothing but white jerseys all over him. So that's going to make it. Well, now they're going to see the ball. I think is back on the 8-yard line. That's going to make it 4th down and 22. So they'll have to kick out of their own end zone. So dropping back will be Charles Steinkamp, and he will kick it away. He's a good kicker. Got a good foot. And that's been high in the air. Is going to take a long bounce down the right sideline. They're going to go out of bounds about the 45-yard line of Farmington.
Not a bad kick there for Steinkamp, who was under duress. I think he was given orders to quick kick that.
Yes,
so he took one step to the right and he kicked it. It had Farmington brought the sink on that. Which I'm a little. It didn't appear they did. When I'm a little surprised at if he's already 3 yards deep into his own end zone. But anyway, did get the quick kickoff and not a bad kick.
So they're going to run out of the spread, and then standing there is Brandon Furby, number 14, and boy, I'm telling you, he is huge. And the pass immediately, and it's complete over on the right side, and that one to Patrick Shea. Or was that Chance Carrillo? Yes, Chance Carrillo was the young man that caught that. But So they pick up, and they picked up about 6 yards on the play. Furby's going to air it out again. He's got a man open right at the right at the chain. He's right in front of the chain stick there but he couldn't hang on. So that would have been a first down. He was right there at the 10 marker at the one end of the 10-foot chain. So anyway, be third down, and boy, just a one step back and a slant route that time for Ethan Thomas, and Thomas is going to pick up the first down. On the stop for Los Alamos that time was Zach Schwarzkopf. I can do this. Okay, so. And boy, they don't waste any time. There's a quick handoff. This one's going to go, and he's not going to go anywhere. And that is, let's see. Okay, the ball carrier that time was Julian Gomez, and he really didn't go anywhere. He maybe picked up maybe about a half a yard. Furby's going to hand it off again, and this time they're going to go and lining up with him in his shotgun off to his left, and he just turned around and handed the ball to him, and that was Jacob Reed. And then Reed, he was over on the right side of Furby, and he just took the ball and went right over center, right smack. So Furby hands it off again, and this one now is going to go around the right side, and it's going to be enough for a first down as they get the ball down to almost to the 20-yard line. So that's going to make it now 1st and 10. The ball just short of the 20-yard line.
Boy, the Scorpions not wasting any time. This is
No,
almost
they
a hurry-up offense.
They don't bother at all. There's an option play and heading to the end zone and in for the score. And that is Julian Gomez, the senior. We have the height on some of them, and we have the weight on some of them, and all we have is a grade on some of them. But anyway, Julian Gomez starts things off and into the end zone for a nice little 20, about a 21-yard run for the touchdown. So 8:44 remains here in this first period. Farmington off to a 6-0 lead, and we're going to go for one. The kick now is going to be up and in and good by the mystery player. I think that was 83. I don't have an 83.
No, we do not have an 83, but pretty good looking kicks.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. 83. That was
We had
fine kick.
We had sections on only about 50 of them had numbers, or even less than that. So I just took the ones with numbers. So they're going to air out Farmington. I mean, Mike says they act like they're in a hurry to get home or something. Boy, they waste no time doing anything done, and now going to kick it away this time is going to be Broden Cahoon. So he's waiting to he wants to kick it. He's waiting to get the signal. Now he boots it away, and this one's going to come in the end zone. So Hilltopper is going to deja vu all over again, Mike.
Almost exactly the same spot. He hits the L in Alamos, and I think he hit the first A in Alamos last time. So pretty good consistency. That's what you want to see out of your kicker, Broden Cahoon. By the way, that drive for the Scorpions to open this game at just 3 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah, and they started about their own 40.
About the 48, I believe.
48.
So 52 yards. So they started at the 52-yard line, Gene.
So Jacob Green rolling to his right and running for his life. And he just heaves a pass down the right sideline, and diving for it is Jeremiah Hertzall. And they're going to rule it was complete.
He caught it, but initially the call was that he was out of bounds, which I don't think he was. I think he caught it in bounds, but they're going to move it back. Well, that was that the original line of scrimmage. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it
the
must have
20.
been.
Yeah, it was on the 20.
I thought he got it. He dragged his foot in,
So did I.
but
I mean,
they are not going to give it to him. Nice catch there by Hartzell right there at the sideline, but they're not going to give it to him.
so Jacob rolling to his right again. He's going to run it, and he cannot turn the corner as waiting for him was Cameron Armenta. So Cameron just penetrated in, and the Hilltoppers right now they just so far Mike it's just been a kind of run right, run left, and then a couple of short passes, and they need to try to. But the rush from Farmington is just unreal. Those are big kids down there, and Jacob's he's under the gun constantly. He's all by himself back there this time. The naked backfield, and so he drops back a couple of steps, and the pass is intercepted, and heading to the end zone for the score, and that's going to be Chance Carrillo.
Wow.
Boy, I mean, I thought that the pass looked good, and it was going for Jeremiah Hartzell, and I thought it looked good, but boy, just coming out of nowhere, Chance Carrillo and plays a wide receiver on offense, but he just picked that thing off, and then he was gone. We have a Farmington player down, but Chance Carrillo now runs the score up here now to 13-0. They haven't put the score up yet, but we have a Farmington player is down, and looks like they're working on his right leg.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're looking at. Back to the pass, Gene. Jake Green immediately under pressure, and that was coming right smack dab down Broadway. The nose tackle all over him. I don't think he even finished his drop by the time he was under duress. Actually, like you said, Gene got off a pretty nice pass. And was there a flag or something?
Something, because they're not giving him the score.
I don't even think they gave him the ball. I think the Toppers have the ball, Gene.
Yeah, they do. I don't know what in the world has happened. There must have been a flag of some sort. I don't know whether it was. Let's see, where's the ball I bet they must have called interference.
Yeah, at the 35. Yeah, that's the only thing it could have been, that they called interference on the Scorpions. I didn't see a flag. I didn't see a call.
No,
I didn't see anything, and frankly, I didn't see anything on the field either.
But it's a 15-yard penalty, and
oh boy, shovel pass there from Green to Hartzell, and Hartzell has absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the shovel pass, which has been working very well, and Farmington was just all over it, and they just, I mean, that line is penetrating. I mean, they're playing a 3-man line, and the penetration is unreal. So this time, Jacob Green, I could hear him up here. Up, boy, that brought him off sides. So the Hilltoppers be a 5-yard penalty. That'll make it now 2nd down and 5 for Los Alamos.
So Toppers have 2 positive plays on offense, and they both come on penalty. And
3-yard penalty. He was offsides. The ball was on the 35. They call offsides, and they give a 3-yard penalty. Unbelievable. Jacob Green going to be swarmed over again. But, I mean, figure that one out. First of all, we never saw a signal on the interference call. Tyler Lewis makes the stop, but we never saw a signal or anything. There's another flag down, and this time they're going to call holding on Los Alamos. So,
wow, the Scorpions are going to accept that. I'm a little surprised. It was a green drop for a loss. I would make it 3rd down and long, but
it's going to be a 13-yard penalty or what?
I
don't know.
I'm not sure it isn't. That's not. I don't think that was 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
No, it was not. Where's that ball at anyway?
It's approximately the 26, maybe 20, the 27-yard line. I don't even know where.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
don't even
it's
know what
looks
that's
like it's
supposed to be.
27. Long pass downfield. Los Alamos, and it's complete. And heading down the left sideline. Boy, beautiful catch and a beautiful run that time, and a fantastic pass. That's a Malachi Gutierrez. Or wait, I'm sorry, Caden Thornton. And he got behind the Farmington defense. Boy, nice play by the Hilltoppers as they moved all the way down inside the 30-yard line. But it was a fantastic pass from Jacob Green down to Caden Thornton, and Caden he just took us straight up the field. He was running right down almost around the left side, the left hash mark, and the ball was right to him, but he wasn't able to outrun the pursuit. Jacob once again dropping back, and he just has absolutely no time at all to throw.
No, he really didn't. Even that last long pass, Gene actually had to scramble to his left, and for Thornton, got behind the secondary and found a hole right there and sat in it, which is exactly what he was supposed to do. So very good discipline there by Thornton, and Green knew where to spot him for the big gain, but no time there for on that last play for Green to do much of anything.
So they run like a 3-4 defense, coming around the left side, right side this time, and picking up some pretty good yardage with Tiki Nieto. So let's see where they're going to mark it. Tiki had moved that ball up across the 25-yard line to the 20-yard line. So the ball now is almost to the 19, and it looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 4. Let's see, because they need to get to, just about, they need to get down to about the 15-yard line, and right now it's 3rd down. So this is 4-down territory for Los Alamos. So it goes straight back to Jacob. He's just going to dive forward, and he's going to pick up maybe 2 yards or so. But he just took the ball and he just dove forward. So right now they're about a yard or 2 short, 2 yards short of the 1st down. So it's going to be 4th down and 2. And the ball right now is at the 17-yard line.
Toppers could elect to kick a field goal here, and I think they're going to wait. It looks like they're going to call a timeout and discuss it. No, I guess not.
Charles Steinkamp kicked one 2 weeks ago. It was a beautiful kick, but the Hilltoppers are going to go for it. And heading toward the end zone and diving across the 10-yard line. Wow. Fantastic run that time by Jeremiah Hartzall.
Wow, misdirection play there by the Toppers, and that caught Farmington off guard. Great tackling there on the right side by Schwarzkopf and Esch, but a little misdirection. I don't think Farmington was expecting that.
No, they weren't. So Hartzell's now back at quarterback. So Jeremiah Hartzell standing back there with Tiki Nieto, and so this direct snap goes to Jeremiah, and Jeremiah tries to head up toward the right side, cuts back to the middle, and he's gonna pick up. Let's see, the Hilltoppers they're inside the 10-yard line, so right now it's 2nd and goal, and the ball are about the 8 or 9-yard line. It goes to TK Nieto, direct snap. TK just powering forward. He's still powering forward. Wow. They just couldn't bring him down. It looked like a rugby scrum. He just took the direct snap and he just went straight forward. And so that's going to move the ball now down to the 3-yard line. And third down and goal for Los Alamos from the 3.
I imagine the Toppers have got 2 downs to try to pound this in.
Well, yes. As the
Ball
ball's on the ground, it's going to be picked up by Farmington and starting to run down the field, but he was tackled from behind. But unfortunately, Mike, Hilltoppers put that beautiful drive together, and then Caven Colebrook he picks up the loose ball. But boy, that's a shame. We were sitting down there. We had third down and goal from the 2. And a great opportunity here for Los Alamos to tie this score. And wow, that's a bummer.
It is a bummer. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Green looked like he had the snap, and then it looked like it got loose in his hands. Long pass by Farmington, and that is a straight air out on the go route down the right side, a little bit long. That went 60 yards in the air, and it overshot the receiver.
Well, Furby's got to be about 6'6", 6'7", and big kid. I mean, big muscular kid. Boy, and he heaved that one, but he paid the price too, because one of the Hilltoppers really put a hit on him. Around the right side they go, and you're going to be, I think, run out of bounds. I do believe as the handoff that time. That one went to Jakeem Reed. So that's going to bring up third down. So the Hilltoppers so far been able to hold him. Here's a pass in the flat. So a little, a Chance Carrillo takes the pass. And so a little screen pass over to the right side. So anyway, so the Hilltoppers bring him down on the tackle for Los Alamos, Caden Thornton. And so that's going to bring up fourth down, Mike.
Yeah, fourth down for the Scorpions, and the way they've been rolling up points, this is not usual territory for the Scorpions.
Yeah, well, they line up in regular positions, but then now breaking back is going to be A.J. Garcia, and he's going to boot it away. And he does boot it away. Boy. So it comes down, it hits about the 33-yard line, and then it just dies right there. Boy, he kicked that thing almost from his end zone, and wow, nice kick. And I don't know what kind of English he put on that thing, but that thing hit the 33-yard line, and it just stopped. So don't shut that.
So Toppers will take over here. Nice hold there by the Toppers. And we were wondering that this is not an offense that gets held very often. So.
No, they don't. So the Hilltoppers, they had the chance to score, but boy, that unfortunate fumble. So a quick pass over onto the left side behind the line, and that's going to go to Caden Thornton again. And Thornton, I'm not sure if he even made it back to the line of scrimmage. But right now, they've got it set up that Jacob is they're trying to run these kind of short passes, but Jacob, he's under such pressure, he's got to get rid of that ball almost immediately. Minute 22 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 is the ball game, is the score. The Hilltoppers had a big chance to tie this score, except for that fumble, against the number 1 team in the state in Class 5A. And so Jacob Green coming around the right. No, Jeremiah Hartzell coming around the right side. And boy, I tell you, Mike, the pursuit by Farmington is on. That was Jacob Green. I was right the first time.
Yeah, Green. Yeah, no, the Scorpions all over him, but a late flag comes out, and that might go against the defense here for, it looks like they're going to call a face mask on Green. So that'll cost the Scorpions 15 yards.
15 biggies.
But Yeah, the pursuit has just been incredible here. The Toppers have had a couple of times where runners looked like they had some open field in front of them, and that disappeared immediately.
I mean, it just closes up so fast, and every time they're tackled, it's 3 and 4 Farmington players in on the tackle. So the Hilltoppers moving all the way up to the 48-yard line of Farmington. Jacob, well, he starts to throw, and then he steps out, and then he goes right up. So he looked down the field, and then he couldn't find anybody open, so he just tucked it under, went straight up the field for a nice gain.
There's a flag on the play, though, and that is right in the area of a hold. And that's exactly what we're going to have with 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And that's going to negate a pretty good pickup there by Green.
Yeah, he just, he was in back there. The way they're rushing him and the way they're coming in, he just kind of looked downfield and then he just tucked it under and went straight up. And so, the pursuit coming from both sides by Farmington, that left that middle open. But that 10-yard penalty. So he's trying to draw him offside, does he?
Yes, he does. And he drew more than one of the Scorpions offside. That actually was rather fortunate there for Green because the Scorpions were clearly bringing the house. They had all four of their linebackers were within about 2 yards of line of scrimmage, and every one of them jumped offside. So that means they were all coming.
I can't believe how many times he's pulled them offsides, rolling back, and now the pass is going to come down, trying to get it down the field. And this time to Malachi Gutierrez. That Malachi, they were all over him.
Yeah.
Pass was way short, which was good, because I think if it had been anywhere in the vicinity of Malachi, the way they were positioned out there, I'm almost sure that would have been an interception.
That was more of a throwaway, I think, than anything for Green. Malachi didn't even have time to look back for the ball. And had Green not gotten rid of it when he did, he was looking at a 10, 12-yard loss.
7-0 ball game here in the first quarter. 17 seconds remain in the quarter. So they what they did this time was I thought the Hilltoppers were going to be able to take advantage, but they blitzed Christian Baca. He was over on the left side, and he just came in from that left side. They line up their defense right now. They're playing like a 3-4. They have three down linemen and 4 linebackers, and so this time. So lining up on the left side, and they just came straight in. Jacob got away from the rusher, so I thought he was going to be able to do something. They faked a shovel pass. Jacob now right down the middle. Whoa! Nice pass to Jeremiah Hartzall, but he was under all kinds of pressure. Boy, I mean, if he'd have caught that, that'd have been a fantastic catch. But, I mean, it did hit him in the hands, but he was diving forward, and the pass was a zinger. But he couldn't really do much, and now we have 4 seconds left in his quarter, and it's going to be 4th down. So they will bring in Charles Steinkamp, and he will be standing on his own 35-yard line. So Steinkamp is ready, and I know they're going to snap it here. So Steinkamp once again. And this one is taken back about the 20-yard line, coming down the right side, and still going.
Oh.
And, he breaks a couple of tackles, and then the ball, he trips, and the ball is loose. Let's see who got it. It's down
I think the Toppers got it.
Inside the 10-yard line.
Wow. That runner, Gene, Caden Gonzalez, and to fielded it on the bounce around the 25-yard line, went right to the right sideline. It juked a couple of Toppers covering him, and looked like the only person in his way was Steinkamp. looks like running about the 15-yard line or so. I think when he was taking his stride, I think he kneed the ball out of his own hand.
Yeah, it just flew out. And then he also went down at the same time. So I'm not sure what happened. It was almost like he tripped over the 15-yard line. But anyway, the ball goes bouncing forward, and that'll end the quarter. 7-0 ball game right now. Farmington up, but the Hilltoppers stop another long run by Farmington, and now Farmington coughs it up and brings the ball back to Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers are going to start deep in their own feet, up in their own territory, but they've, except for that first drive for Farmington, in which they went down and scored fairly easily, the Hilltoppers have been matching up with them beautifully. They're on both sides of the ball, and the Hilltoppers, of course, the defense by Farmington is really, really tough, and their pass rush is unreal. And so the Hilltoppers, they need to try to do something. I'm not sure if we haven't seen a screen pass or anything so far in the ball game, but let's see where they're going to pop that ball down.
Looks like about the 3-yard line. So Toppers have their work cut out for them. We got a 97 yards to play with. But yeah, Farmington's defense has they are swarming, and they are very, very fast, particularly the safeties. One of the two safeties has been on just about every play in this, every one of the Toppers offensive plays so far.
So right up the middle comes Tiki Nieto.
Oh, we got a flag coming from the far side of the field, it looks like. And
yeah, the flag.
that was a pretty late flag.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like after Nieto was kind of wrapped up, so we'll see.
Yeah, that has to be something like after the play type of thing. It didn't occur during the play. It was after the play was completely over. Now we're having another long discussion by the officials, and that 11:40 remaining here in the first half, 7-0 ball game. And they're still discussing things. Now we'll get the signal. Personal foul, face mask called against Farmington. So that's going to cost them another 15 yards after the run.
Second face mask penalty of this first half by the Scorpions.
Yeah, and so that finally gets Los Alamos out of that trouble, be down in their own 3-yard line. They're out now to the 29-yard line of Farmington.
By the way, Nieto picking up 8 yards on that carry before the face mask.
Quick pass over to the left side and coming down, and that pass is gonna go to Nick Dolan. And Nick Dolan is going to pick up the first down, I do believe. Let's see where they spot it. He has to get up to about the 39. They're rocking right toward the 38. They put it on the 38. Unbelievable. So.
Oh wow! They're going to mark him about 6 inches short.
Yeah, can't believe they're not measuring this.
Well, they probably heard you up here, Gene.
I know.
So they're not. No, there's no need to measure it.
Yeah. No, it's obviously 6 inches short. Caden Thornton goes in motion, rolling to his right. Pass is going to go to Caden. Caden's going to pick up the first down, and he's going to get all the way up across midfield. So a nice run that time by Caden Thornton. As he went in motion, he lined up in the left slot and then came across in motion. And then as he cut over toward the right flat, he got the pass from Jacob Green. That makes it now 11:28. Let's say 11:28 remaining, but right now the ball is still sitting in Hilltopper territory at their own 48-yard line.
10-yard pickup for Thornton. Nice first half so far for Caden.
They started at the 3. Whoa, was a bad snapping. Boy, that ball went flying, but I don't know what they're stopping play.
Well, one of the Toppers on the right side was kind of up and moseying about when the ball was snapped. So Did not escape the official's eye.
Yes.
So that'll cost the Toppers 5 yards. And Toppers, I believe that's their second false start penalty of this contest.
Yes. So he's trying to draw them off sides again. This time it doesn't work. So now they'll go back to the regular count. It's going to come now to, it looks like he's still trying to draw them off sides. Pass over on the flat on the left side. This is going to be, this ball is on the ground again. Nick Dolan got the pass. Or, I'm sorry, Jake Sorensen got the pass. I thought he had the ball, turned around to run down the field. I thought he was going to, it looked like he was covered, but I thought he was going to pick up maybe about 5 yards. And all of a sudden, the ball going the other direction.
The good old tomahawk chop, Gene.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Sometimes that's your best play on defense. Hit him right on the right arm, and the ball popped right out.
So Furby goes over to this time to the left side, and the pass is complete. And that pass was complete. Let's see, to Jevin Smith. The tackle for the Hilltoppers that time.
Oh, right up the middle.
Whoa, heading toward the end zone, the right side, and he's in.
That is Furby. Furby on the quarterback draw, and
Whoa. So I think we lost you guys for a little bit, but we are back. And so let's see that last run. I didn't catch it. We were trying to get things back on track here.
But
anyway, the ball right now is, let's see.
Now they're near midfield, but the officials having discussion. Sorry, we did not see what transpired on that last play. Toppers had it second and about just a little over a yard, and the ball is being carried back in the wrong direction. Well, there is a flag on the field. I just now spotted that. So
the officials making all kinds of different signals. I can't figure out what it is. Almost like he's dead ball, personal foul, roughing the passer. Nope.
So all right. So they were moving the ball in the wrong direction then. So roughing the passer on the Scorpions. So.
Yeah. Okay. So after Jacob gets rid of the ball, then they clobbered him, and so the ball now. The Hilltoppers move the ball up right now to the 45-yard line of Farmington, and timeout is taken by Farmington. So right now the situation, Mike, is it's 9:45 to go here in this first half of play, and a 14-0 ball game, and the Hilltoppers. They should have tied this up. They had the golden opportunity to tie it up and cough the ball up. Had another nice drive going and coughed the ball up again. So it's those fumbles have really killed the Hilltoppers because, I mean, Hilltoppers have been playing very well here against Farmington and doing a good job of stopping their offense. And they just had those two big plays. Of course, Furby, big kid, like Mike said, he just took a step back and took off. He's so big. He's big and he's fast, and that's the first time we've seen him run, but he can heave that ball a mile, and he has a gazillion number of yards passing, but he hasn't been that successful passing against Los Alamos tonight.
No, it's been mostly short, quick drops. They've gotten a few good runs after the catch with that, but nothing very far down the field.
So there they go, that little play again where Tiki runs just a step or two ahead of Jacob, and then Jacob shoves the ball into his gut, and they do pick up a couple of yards, maybe three.
Going to give them about 3 there. Second and 7 coming up.
7. But unfortunately, that play might be good for on the goal line, but I don't think they're going to break it very big here in the middle of the field. So Jacob is waving things off now. So I don't know if he's changing the play or what, but Jacob, he's got some time. Has a man open. And at the down inside he can't hang on. Oh, my golly Moses. Holy Toledo, and that was Nick Dolan. He was open. He was behind everybody. The pass was perfect. Nick catches it and takes a couple of steps and goes down, and the ball comes flying out.
Wow.
Oh, my golly. God, what a beautiful, beautiful play. And God, I can't believe that.
Wow,
this had that.
Yeah, absolutely. And this play was changed at the line of scrimmage, Gene.
Yes, it was.
Jake saw something out there. He saw the one-on-one coverage with Dolan and threw the ball. He threw it about 35 yards, and he couldn't have thrown that any better if he wanted to.
No, it was perfect pass and a great catch by Dolan, but he just couldn't hang on. Quick pass again. And we're going to have a flag down there. We're going to have on Jeremiah Hartzell. They're going to call interference.
Wow.
And right there, step for step with him that time. And that was Caden Gonzalez, and Caden got him. That was an easy call for the official, as the Hilltoppers now on the pass interference. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
But again, Hartzell with one-on-one coverage over there on the far side of the field. Toppers going from right to left from where we're sitting. But again, Green saw it and threw the ball up. And it wasn't a bad pass. The coverage was pretty good, but right at the last second, the Farmington defender actually kind of pulled on Jeremiah's arm and pulled him down. Other than that, the coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was a 15-yard penalty, and in the new high school rule is it's a 15-yard penalty, but it's not an automatic first down anymore. If you make a first down with the penalty, then you get the first down. If you're 20 yards back and you get interference, and if they knock off 15, then you do not get the first down.
And sometimes that's your best play, to just tackle the receiver.
Oh yes, absolutely. Jacob's going to try to keep it himself, and
oh boy,
wow, he's not going to go anywhere.
Boy, he got dogpiled too.
Yeah,
Right,
he
leading
did.
the way was defensive lineman Tyler Lewis, but he was just one of many, and Jake should be feeling that one for a while.
Yeah, 5'9", and Tyler is not what I would call a slender kid.
No, he's got some heft to him.
Yes, he does. So that's going to bring up now for the Hilltoppers. That'll bring up second down, and it's going to be a loss on the play. So it's going to be second and about 12. So they lost about 5 yards. Jacob looks to his right, throws to his left.
Oh my goodness!
And oh wow, almost intercepted. Wow, boy, I'm telling you, I thought for sure that Caven Colebrook, I thought he'd had it and he was gone, but Jacob, he got the snap, and then he looked to his left like he was going to throw, and then he stepped back and threw to his right, and I thought he had a man open, but now we're going to have a timeout taken by Garrett Williams with 7:50 to go here in the first half of play, 14-0 ball game.
But that was a dangerous
Yes.
pass, Gene. Toppers got away with one there. Colebrook had, he just flat out dropped it.
Yeah, he did.
Because he catches that, he might still be running.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! But throwing a short, long developing route to the outside in traffic, that you don't make a whole lot of living doing that.
No, you certainly don't. Yeah, Caven, he could have run backwards and made it to the end zone okay. Oh, golly. So anyway, that's going to bring up now for the Hilltoppers. That'll be third down and still 12. But the ball's on the 29-yard line of Farmington. So right now Garrett has the luxury of 4 downs. And thus he wants to kick a field goal, which would be a hellacious field goal.
This would be quite the field goal from
Yes.
if they don't gain any more yardage.
Yeah. So back we go, and so Jacob dropping back, going to air it out, man open, wow, and too bad that time. Jacob rolled back, and then he had a man open near the end zone, and that was 30. That was number 32, Malachi Gutierrez, and he hasn't hit Malachi that much tonight. Malachi is usually one of his favorite receivers, along with Hertzall.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh God! All right, we're going to go for right now here for a 45-yard field goal.
Wow, I did not see this coming.
All right, so let's see what Charles Steinkamp can do. And this one, you're going to boot it.
It's got a chance.
How did he miss that?
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
it looked like it might go in. It kind of looked like it went in from here.
So, yeah,
I'm not sure what happened.
It must have drifted to one side, to the left side, because I thought that thing was going through the uprights beautifully. God, it would have been a 45-yard field goal. Well, that would have
Holy
been
moly.
fantastic. Yeah, so
He did not. He didn't miss that by much.
no, he had the distance, and so it had to look to me like it was fading to the left, but I still thought it went through.
Evidently it did not. The Scorpions, actually, that is as good as a punt, Gene.
Yes, absolutely.
Scorpions start at the 20.
So he's going to air out, way downfield,
Oh, my
and he's got a
goodness.
man open, and he's going to go all the way 80 yards. Pass play for the Scorpions, as that pass was complete to Patrick Shea.
Holy moly.
And Patrick Shea just took off straight up the field. Just a post route. That's all there was to it. And Furby put it right on the numbers. Perfect pass. And Shea just caught it on a dead run and then completed the 80-yard pass play. That's too bad. We just got robbed out of 3 points, and then 7:34 remains here in the first half.
Yep. Wow.
So the kick, the point up, and that's good. So that makes it 21-0.
Well, Farmington kicker. I'm not sure do we know who he is?
No, we don't. I don't.
Unfortunately, he has got a leg. Yeah, the Farmington place kicker. That was a very three-point after attempts, and those have been very, very good. So 21-0. Back to the touchdown pass, Gene. Furby threw that 50 yards in the air on the post route straight to Patrick Shea. He couldn't have run out there and handed him the ball any better than he threw it. That was beautiful.
Oh my golly, yes. Broden Cahoon will kick off. And he's not the young man that's been kicking the extra points. But he's the young man that's been kicking the ball into the end zone every time.
Yeah, he is 4 for 4 right now, and
well, the thing that's bad, Mike, is it's 21-0, and this really hasn't been a 21-0 ball game. The Hilltoppers had a couple of great opportunities to score. They should have had a touchdown. They should have tied the score at 7-7, and they fumbled the ball on the 2-yard line. And we missed a beautiful field goal. And then they had a couple of drives that ended in fumbles.
Yeah, one very, very promising drive, as a matter of fact. So,
yes.
So the Toppers have kind of been able to hang here with the Scorpions, but have had trouble holding on to the ball.
Yes. So here we go. And they're going to give it there's that. They like that play.
It worked a couple of times. I don't know if that well's starting to dry up, though, Gene. That didn't. We might have gotten a yard off of that one, maybe 2.
Well, the only way you're going to get that play to work is that, Jacob's running right behind him and just to the left of him. And then he just reaches out and shoves it in his stomach. And the only way you're going to get that play to work is that the offensive line's got to open up a humongous hole. And that line of Farmington, that's a tough sell. Now it's going to come to Tiki, and he's going to break at one tackle, and then he dives forward. And he's only going to get about 2 or 3 yards. Let's see what they're not even going to give him that.
Well, he didn't get much of a spot there.
None whatsoever.
So he got maybe half a yard.
Yeah.
I thought he did a little bit better than that, but
yeah, so did I. In fact, the ball is, like you say, a half yard is it. So here we go. Out of the spread. And Jacob takes the handoff and tries to run it himself. Could not get away from Christian Baca. Christian Baca brings him down right about the line of scrimmage, or maybe even for a loss.
Oh no, they're gonna mark him. They're gonna mark him back at the 15.
Wow.
Ouch. Second sack of the ball game on Green.
Well,
I'm not 100% sure he was trying to throw it, but that will go down as a sack.
Yes, and so here we go. Charles Steinkamp now will boot it away, standing on his own 5-yard line. And going to bounce up the field and going to roll dead around the 42, 43-yard line of Farmington.
And Gonzalez, if he really wanted to, he was the deep man. He might have been able to pick that up, on the bounce, but he didn't even go ahead in that direction. I think he's maybe a little bit stinging a little bit off of that previous fumble.
Oh, yes. So Furby looking upfield. He's got a man open again. And this time he's going to pick up big yardage inside the 20-yard line. Ethan Thomas.
Oh, he's still going. Wow.
And Thomas just, Ethan Thomas, he just caught the ball, and don't have a size, height or a weight on him, but he is a senior. But that's another one of those passes right up the middle. And they're getting behind the Hilltopper defense, and they're getting actually not behind them. They're getting in, doing a good job of getting in between the coverages. And so this time they're going to hand the ball off to Julian Gomez. Gomez, who scored the first touchdown of the ball game. Furby now back there by himself, and like Mike said earlier, they don't waste any time. It's like they've got every play scripted already. So anyway, so it's just a quick pass over to the right side of the end zone. That's overthrown.
Looking for Patrick Shea. Good coverage there on that side, though. I think that was Gutierrez on that side. But, looking for the corner, but Gutierrez all over him.
Third and 3, and the ball on the 8-yard line. So they can pick up the first down. So Furby standing back there, and along with him is Caden Granger. And the ball is going to go to Jacob Reed. So Jacob is going to pick up the first down, and they're all ready to go. They just barely put the ball down. They're snapping it again. They get it to Reed once again. This time he's going over left tackle, and he's hit immediately and dropped. I mean, the umpire just barely put the ball down, and second he put it down, they were snapping it. And they don't waste any time. So Reed now sets up just to the left of Furby.
This is a classic 2-minute offense, and the Scorpions have been running this all night so far.
Yeah, they have. Furby, hard pass in the corner.
Ooh.
That's a touchdown. And Chance Carrillo. So a quick pass over into the right side of the end zone, and right to Carrillo. Boy, and a bullet too. I mean, that Furby's, boy, he's got quite an arm. So suddenly now the Hilltoppers, the ball game, the Hilltoppers were really in. Now it's just getting away from them. Well, this kick is going to be no good.
I think somebody got a hand on that.
Yeah, partially blocked. Let's see if we can find out who the mystery player is at halftime. 3:43 to go, and I've got a humongous roster here. I mean, it's like, I don't know how many kids we got, but it's like got to be close to 50 kids on the roster that we printed out.
Yeah, absolutely. And then kind of looking at the rest, starting with the Farmington schedule, talking about that. 2 weeks ago, playing their crosstown rival Aztec, and ball on the ground on the kickoff, and
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, yeah,
That was Hartzell. I think he fell back on it right around the 20.
yeah,
the
he
first
did.
time Toppers have had the opportunity to run it back, and kind of looked like a vending machine. Fortunately,
Yeah.
Hartzell able to fall right back on top of it, and they're going to get it right about where they would have gotten it had it gone into the end zone.
Yeah, he was over on that left side of the field. It came down, and he tried to take it on the run, like you say, did a vending machine, and then the ball went flying off to his right, but he was able to get over there and fall on it. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Los Alamos, deep in their own territory. Quick pass by Jacob is going to go over on the left side, and still going, still trying to get going, dancing around back there. Yeah, so
Let's see.
So the pass was complete, I do believe, over to Malachi Gutierrez. He caught the pass, started to run, and then kind of bounced backward a little, started to go again, and then started to bounce around a little more. So it took a while for him to bring him down. He only picked up about a yard, but
he did pretty good. Even just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
they had him about 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they really did. Jacob dropping back. We're going to
Oh.
Hilltopper's trying to throw a screen, and Cameron Armenta, a hard hit this time, and that one on Tiki Nieto. Tiki getting up very, very slowly. Boy, he got hit really, really hard. So they tried to run the screen to Tiki, but unfortunately, the screen never developed. And there's Big John, our photographer.
Yeah, John McHale out here, and the images you're seeing, those are from John, of course, as Scorpions will take over now at the, it's like about the 23-yard line. 3:21 remaining, and 27-0 ball game.
So Furby rolling to his left. He's going to keep it. He's going to go. And
whoa.
Wow.
What a shot.
Wow. Get the number of that truck. Wow.
I think that was Damian Martinez.
Yeah, I think it was too.
And it stood and Furby's down.
My God, he hit him. Wow. Furby, big kid. And he just took off. He stood back there for a second, and then he decided to go. He was heading over toward the left sideline. He was inside the left hash mark. Boy, all of a sudden, I mean, Damian Martinez just came out of nowhere. Wow. I mean, what a hit that was.
And I think Furby is still down.
Yes, he is.
And wow, what a shot. That might have been the best hit I think we've seen this entire season. Hope Furby is okay, but
yes, really.
Perfectly clean shot. Martinez got him right in the chest.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was.
Took him right off of his feet, and as we said, Furby is not a small guy.
Not at all. Big, tall, muscular kid. Boy, I mean, Damian Martinez came charging in that time. Damian, 5'10", 190 pounds, senior. But he put the one heck of a hit on Furby. And of course, we certainly hope that Furby's okay. I mean, you know, it's a big hit. That's part of football. But the last thing you want to see is a kid like that, especially with that kind of talent, and it hurt. They help him up, and everybody talking to him, and they're trying to see if he's okay. They're trying to talk to him, asking him. I'm sure they're asking him what day it is and all that kind of stuff. But
He's walking out of the field on his own power. That's good to see. Hopefully, you just got the wind knocked out of him or something like that. And they're probably going to give him an evaluation, make sure he's didn't get cracked in the head or something.
So the quarterback right now. So they hand it off, and the ball carrier was Julian Gomez again. And so Gomez into the end zone over in the right side for the score. That makes it 33-0. So the Hilltoppers are playing the Scorpions pretty close and pretty tight. I don't know what made everything break open all of a sudden. But the Hilltoppers are playing very good defense. They were moving the ball themselves, but they just now haven't been able to stop the Scorpions. And there goes that kick by the mystery player, and it makes it now 34-0. Hilltoppers right now avoiding the 35-point mercy rule, which would have gone into effect the second half started. But
yeah, so the Toppers not in that yet. Unfortunately, the Scorpions scored 2 touchdowns in within about 50 seconds of each other. So that's not going to help their cause to avoid the first phase of the mercy rule.
Yeah,
but 34-0, and still time for the Toppers to do something. Unfortunately, there's also still time for the Scorpions to do something.
Yeah, Broden Cahoon puts one through the end zone again. Yeah, 2 phases to the mercy rule, of course. The first phase is when a team goes up by 35 in the second half, then it essentially becomes a running clock. The normal stoppages, they don't stop it. Timeouts, injuries, that kind of thing, they do stop it. But of course, and then of course the final blow is when a team gets up by 50 in the second half. That's the doomsday score, because that's it. Game is over. So right now, anyway, with 2:52 remaining here in the first half of play, and the Hilltoppers down 34-0, and the game had just suddenly exploded. It just exploded up. The Hilltoppers were in this ball game and playing very well, but it's just, I don't know what happened. Jacob Green rolling to his right. He's going to air it out over to just about 10 yards up the field, and trying to get it to Jeremiah Hartzell. And boy, then they've been all over Jeremiah all night long. And I'm sure that Jeff Dalton, and he's the head coach of the Scorpions. I'm sure that Jeff is. They've seen films and stuff, so they know that. I'm sure they know that Jeremiah is one of Jacob's favorite receivers, because they just have shadowed him all night long. So let's see. We may be changing the play again. Jacob trying to get away from the rush, and he cannot. Boy, I mean, just coming in there. At that time it was Christian Baca, 5'7", 150 pounds. But boy, I mean, he just took out after Jacob, and Jacob could not get away from him. There was just no way. And he just trying to grab Jacob by the arm, and down he went. So the clock moving right now with 2:15 to go here in the first half of play. 3rd down and 18 for Los Alamos. 34-0 is the score. So Jacob now rolling to his right, and I think he's going to run it. He's got a lot of running room. And he's going to pick up the first down.
Wow.
Whoa. All the way up across the 35-yard line. So he had to get across the 30, and he got across the 30 easily. And they're going to plot it down at the 36. So he just kind of rolled to his right, and you could see, Mike, all of a sudden he had that whole right side of the field open. So he just kind of took off.
23-yard pickup there for Green to give the Toppers first down, keep the drive alive.
So naked backfield this time. And this one's going to go, the pass was short, and it was intended downfield for the Hilltoppers, but it passed, and that was for Malachi Gutierrez. But the pass ended up being, that was Caden Thornton. But the pass was short and came right into the hands of Caven Colebrook, and
He dropped it again.
He was already looking at the scoreboard. Boy.
Second potential dropped interception by Colebrook. They've both been right in his hands, too.
Yeah, no, and he's I mean, he was.
He could have walked into the end zone.
Yeah, he was already going with the. Well, I don't know how Caden Thornton. He was suddenly surrounded by 3 different scorpions, and somehow he squirted out of that mess, and he picks up well, he gets the movement back up about 5 yards. He was going to be dropped about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but somehow he got out of that mess. I don't know. They just had him pincered in there, and he just suddenly was able to get it out. The clock is still moving, and it's 1:12, 1:10, and in the quarter, and right now it's 3rd down. Jacob heaves it downfield, and intercepted by Caden Gonzalez. And Caden Gonzalez intercepts it down around midfield. We'll see where they're going to bring this, they're going to spot this down. Is there a flag? There is a flag.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it's a personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh, wow.
I think. Or wait, what do they call it?
Yeah, they called roughing the passer on the Scorpions. And yeah, Green took a shot right at the end. And yeah, they're going to get the Scorpions for roughing the passer. That is going to negate the interception.
Yes, totally.
And
moves it up to the 43.
15 yards and that is an automatic first down. Toppers had like 3rd and 18, I think.
Yes.
But that is an automatic first down. So 57.3 seconds. I'm sorry, Gene. I'm embarrassed that my lack of precision there. So 57.3 seconds remaining. Toppers with the ball about their 43-yard line.
Jacob rolling to his right. Gonna down.
Oh my goodness, he caught it.
Unbelievable. What an unbelievable catch downfield by Caden Thornton. Wow. No, that was Malachi Gutierrez. Malachi, wow.
Moly. In double coverage. And the ball well short. Malachi had to go way up for it, but out jumped both of the defensive backs and somehow pulled it down.
Yeah, he came and he out jumped them, both of them. And when he came down, he stumbled backwards and went down. But the Hilltoppers right now have a chance to score here. Jacob's going to go to the end zone. The coverage there is, there's nothing but white jerseys over there in that corner. And the Hilltoppers right now with 2 timeouts remaining. So 29 seconds to go. So the Hilltoppers are really not in a lot of trouble as far as the time situation. They can control that, but they just need to get some yardage here. And I don't know, Mike, about going to the end zone. Maybe it'd be a little better just to try to pop it to the sidelines if they can.
They do not need to go to the end zone here. Still plenty of time for them.
And we always have Charles Steinkamp. So Jacob, he's going to run it, and he's not going to go anywhere. The Hilltoppers are going to have to take a timeout with 19.7 seconds remaining, and it's going to be 3rd down, and essentially no gain on the play, or maybe even a slight loss.
Lost a yard, actually.
Yes.
In any event, so Toppers down to 1 timeout.
So the ball right now is on the 26-yard line, 43-yard field goal.
And Steinkamp just missed one from 45.
Right, so he'll be 2 yards closer.
Oh yeah, he'll be well within his range.
He can kick it with his left foot. 19.7 seconds, and the Hilltoppers with 1 timeout remaining.
So 3rd down here for the Toppers. That is actually a bigger concern for them than the time situation. 3rd down and 11. So see how the Toppers want to play this. They do not have to take a shot into the end zone.
No, they don't.
They can. I don't know if this is 4 down territory. I don't know if they have enough time to run 2 plays from scrimmage.
Well, they do have a timeout.
They do have the timeout, but it'll be
Yeah,
after that. It might be a little. So I think are they going to reset the clock?
not sure what they're doing.
I think that's what they want to do.
But 25 seconds.
Yep. So yeah, reset the clock. So Toppers have a little extra time here.
Jacob dropping way back. I mean, way
boy.
back. Well, forget the field goal. And there's the flag. They're going to get him for roughing the runner. They slammed him down, so that's going to cost them. So this is going to be a personal foul, unnecessary roughness. I'm sure that's what it's going to be.
Oh boy, and the Scorpions bail the Toppers out again. Yeah, Jake is limping. He's favoring, it looks like, his right leg.
Yeah. Well, they're calling it roughing the passer, which is interesting because he was just running for his life. But since he was in a passing situation, they're going to say it's roughing the passer. I'm not sure what the.
I have no idea what they're doing here.
Oh,
Are they marching this off on Los Alamos?
Yeah, they are. How can you?
What
are we roughing?
For what?
Are we roughing the tackler?
That's exactly what I was thinking. We have not seen a signal yet. Yeah, they just marched a huge penalty off on the Toppers. And they have not signaled what the penalty was.
Well, I have no idea what that's about. Jacob was going to his right, and they just slammed him down to the ground. They threw the flag, and then they came out and indicated roughing the passer. So the Hilltoppers are just going to heave it downfield. So 13 seconds remaining.
And that was 4th down, Gene, and miracle of miracles. I thought I'd never see it again. The Farmington Scorpion player had a chance to intercept the ball, and he let it fall to the ground.
Oh my God!
I have never seen anything like it's probably been 15 years since I've seen a guy on 4th down not intercept a pass.
Yeah, he's going to catch hell in the locker room too.
He probably will.
Don't you want to be on the highlight films?
And that was 100% the right play. But
oh yeah, you never see that. You never see it. So let's see. So right now we have Trell Griego in, and he's another big monstrous kid. 6'3", 215. He's the young man that came in for Furby.
Throws a pass right off the bat. That was a nice pass.
Yes, 6.7 seconds remaining. Furby's all by himself, Griego all by himself back there, looking down, and so the ball's on the ground, and the Farmington Scorpions have it as the clock runs out. So he looked downfield, and they set it up a naked backfield. They put every possible receiver they had up there in the receiving position, and so then he just took off, and he couldn't find anybody open. Great coverage by Los Alamos, and then finally he decided to run it himself, and I don't know what happened. Then the ball just came popping out, just squeezed out of there. But yeah, you're right, Mike. That that young man dropping, letting the pass go down. I don't know how many times I've seen a play from the 50-yard line and fourth down, and they throw a Hail Mary, intercepted at the 5. And then they're all celebrating like crazy. So anyway, do you want to?
So we may be taking a quick break here. So we're gonna. So we're getting word from our director here, Nate Limback, what he wants to do. So we're going to do a quick commercial, then we will be back shortly for and so we're going into halftime, 34-0 in favor of the Farmington Scorpions. You're listening to Hilltopper Football on the LA Daily Post. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
So we are back, and right now 34-0 after one half of play here at Sullivan Field, as the Hilltoppers taking on the number 1 team in the state, the Farmington High School Scorpions. And the Hilltoppers started things off looking really good and playing tough. Farmington scored right off the bat to make it 7-0, and then the Hilltoppers came back, got the ball all the way down to they were on the 2-yard line, and it's a third down. They had 2 opportunities to punch it in, and at that point, they were making that kind of yardage. So they were going to score easily, and they were going to tie this ball game up at 7-0, and then we ended up fumbling. And I mean, what a killer that was! And so we had another touchdown in the end zone. Beautiful, beautiful pass, beautiful catch, and as the receiver came into his hands as he hit the ground, the ball came flying out. But we've had some golden opportunities, but it was a close ball game, and then all of a sudden I don't know what happened. Our defense just kind of fell apart a little bit because suddenly we were really playing well against their pass. The young man, Brandon Furby, throwing like about 1,100 yards so far this season, and has all kinds of great receivers. And so we were playing them very well and keeping them in bay, but all of a sudden those receivers just started getting open. We had a couple of really long pass plays, and I think Mike said they scored 2 touchdowns in like 56 seconds or something. So anyway, makes it kind of tough. Mike does our stats. Are you done?
I am. I'm good enough. Good enough for now,
Okay.
Gene. That's
All right.
That's all you need.
It's just good enough for me.
That is all you need. So, 34-0 here, and like Gene said, at the 3:43 mark, Furby found Chance Cadillo for a 3-yard score, and then at the 2:52 mark, so just about about 50 seconds later, the Scorpions scored again. That was Julian Gomez, 14. So 34-0 for the Scorpions. Furby really has done it. He threw a lot of short passes early, and they got a couple of good catch and runs on that, Gene. Then the 80-yard post route strike from Furby to Patrick Shea, and that was thrown on a dime. I mean, if you'd set up a trash can 60 yards away, it would have been right in the trash can. Can't throw it any better than that. So for Furby, he ends up 8 for 10 passing for 159 yards, and then his replacement after he was knocked out of the game, Trey Griego, he completed 1 pass for 20 yards. Really didn't miss much of a beat there. That was a nice looking pass.
Yes.
So for the Scorpions, 281 yards of offense in that first half. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, but the Scorpions were also dealing with a couple of short fields given them to them by the Toppers via turnover. So 281 yards. And also for the Scorpions in that first half, Julian Gomez, 4 carries, 41 yards, and 2 touchdowns, one of 21 yards and one of 14 yards. For the Toppers, Green has dropped back 21 times. Actually, he's dropped back more than that, but he attempted 21 passes, completed 9 of them, got off to a very slow start. Only hit one of his first 5 attempts, and that one they completed was actually a negative play before he hit a nice route to Caden Thornton for 48 yards. So Green ends up 9 of 21 for 109. He had 1 interception and could have had, frankly, 3, Gene. 2 of them were just flat out dropped. But 109 yards passing for Green, and he has been under a lot of duress tonight. Toward the end of the second quarter, though, the Toppers were able to protect him slightly better. They were giving him shorter drops. They were giving him shorter routes, and then the blocking did actually improve a little bit as the first half progressed. But still a lot of pressure there for Green. Green actually sacked Gene 5 times in that first half, and some of those were pretty major losses for the Toppers. Rushing wise, Tiki Nieto did have a little bit of success early in the first half. He rushes for 28 yards. He had 7 carries in that first half. That led the Toppers, and then 12 yards rushing for Hartzell. And very nice first half there for Caden Thornton. He had 4 catches for 69 yards. But Toppers, like you said, Gene, had a couple of chances, had the ball deep in Farmington territory with a goal-to-go situation, lost the football, then had a nice drive going in the middle of the half. and then gave up the ball. And then right at the end of the half, Toppers moving the ball with a shot to get on the board, but a huge sack. And on top of that, a mystery unsportsmanlike conduct call or something. I guess we don't even know if that's what was the call or not.
Well, they slammed him down. They slammed Jacob down, and as soon as they slammed him down, they threw the flag. Then the ref came over and indicated roughing the passer, personal foul, roughing the passer. Then they picked the ball up and walked the penalty off against Los Alamos.
Yeah,
is he calling roughing the tackler or what?
Yeah, I still don't know what they ended up calling, but to be fair, Gene, the roughing the passer call, I didn't agree with. If that's what they were going to call, I didn't agree with it. That was actually a perfectly legal tackle.
No, he was actually. I mean, he there's no way he was passing. He was running.
Yeah, he was a runner at that point. But yeah, we still don't know what exactly they called, but that killed that drive. But the Toppers had another opportunity to get some points. The just barely missed field goal by Steinkamp, and we did get confirmation he missed it by about 3 inches.
Yes.
Which was unfortunate because it was a nice looking kick, just not quite straight enough. But so the Toppers did have some chances in that first half. This is a very, very good Farmington Scorpion ball club. They are very big. They have a very capable quarterback. They have some sure-handed receivers, and they're hitting their spots running in the rushing game. They're not I wouldn't say prolific in the rushing attack, but they're very well timed and they're blocked very well. So a lot of the Scorpions do a lot of things very well on offense, but the big story I think in that first half, Gene, was the Farmington defense. They are all over Los Alamos, and there's just you don't have any time. Green had very little time, particularly in that first quarter. He was taking short drops, and before the drop was finished, he had 2 or 3 guys all over him. And then the tackling for the Scorpions has been just sublime so far. This is just textbook tackling all throughout, and so they are a very formidable defense.
Yeah, and and their pursuit is, I mean, it's unreal. It's usually not just a, solo tackle. Whenever they bring somebody down, it's always 3 or 4 white jerseys right there in the pack to bring them down. They've been amazing, and their pass rush has just been unreal. Jacob's been under pressure all night long. So Jacob Green. So right now we got 1:45 to go, Mike, here in the first half of the intermission. First part. So the 15 minutes they put on the clock, and then they run it down to 0 and then put another 3 on. And the 3 is for the teams to come back out and give them 3 minutes to warm up. So want to thank Carol Clark once again for making all this possible and broadcasting these games through the Daily Post. And so I don't know. After when we lost KRSN, we thought we weren't sure if we were ever going to broadcast again. Beck and John McHale got together with Carol Clark, and they put all this together that we could broadcast on Carol's YouTube channel.
That's right. Gene and I got together. We got all the technical stuff figured out. No problem. And
Not
we
at all.
just brought Nate in to kind of finish it off for us.
Yeah, told him tell him what we had and see what he thought of it.
Yeah, just see, look, we did all the heavy lifting here, right. Nate. Come on. Just flip the switch, buddy.
Yeah.
No, we're absolutely kidding. I had absolutely no idea. I still don't know how he did it. So
all I can do now is when he comes up and we're ready to broadcast, he just says push that button. So
most of the time we're able to push the button correctly. Most of the time.
Not all the time.
No, not quite. But coming up right here, first week of October. Can you believe it's October already?
No, I
Gene?
don't.
That blew me away. 1st of October tonight. So coming up on Tuesday, October the 5th, we will be back on the air volleyball against the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. Garden variety, no rivalry there. Don't need to worry about that. And that'll be at 6 o'clock. So listen into the Daily Post. We will be on for that one. Also going on that particular day, Gene, got girls soccer will be at Moriarty, and boys soccer will be here taking on the Moriarty Pintos. Unfortunately, and we've seen great boys and girls soccer around here for years and years and years. We don't generally see that around district time. We don't typically have super tough district opponents.
No, we don't.
So unfortunately, but boys and girls both heavy favorites in district this year. And then coming up on Thursday, the Toppers Topper boys soccer will have the Taos Tigers. The Taos Tigers. They will be here, and that one is scheduled to be here on the Daily Post as well. That'll be on Thursday, October the 7th. And then Toppers have their open week for football this coming week. And we've also got cross country on Friday and girls soccer against Aztec. And Aztec, remember a few years ago, Aztec was something else in girls soccer. Very, very formidable. We used to joke all the time that, we already knew 3/4 of the Final Four in girls soccer state every single year. Well, Aztec actually broke that streak. They knocked us out in the semifinals.
Yes, they did.
Or the quarterfinal round to make that Final Four.
Yeah, the first game down at the Bernalillo complex.
Yes, and they're a formidable group, but we will play them in girls soccer on Saturday up in the Four Corners area. But stick around for volleyball here on Tuesday night, and boys soccer on the air for you on Thursday night.
Yeah, that's our lineup for next week. And of course, like Mike said, it's the bye week for Los Alamos football, and then they will have next week off, and then they will come back and they will head to Farmington to take on Piedra Vista. So 2 weeks from tonight, Hilltopper boys will be going up against Piedra Vista, and it's been a crazy schedule this year and a crazy year. And we went up to Las Vegas last week, and the Hilltopper boys, the football team, went against West Las Vegas, and boy, was that a wild, wild ball game. 106 points scored between the two teams.
Yep.
And Damian Gonzalez, their star running back for West Las Vegas, had 8 touchdowns. And I guess that ties a record. Well, no, he's number 2 in the state.
Yes.
Ties it, yeah.
And he tied a record, and unfortunately, the other number 2 gentleman that has that was a gentleman from Del Norte, and unfortunately, he scored that against Los Alamos as well. That was back in 2018, I believe.
Yeah, Isaiah Ortiz.
So. And that was a formidable, and we've seen Del Norte with they've just had some absolute monsters over there over the years, and Ortiz is actually not the first one that jumped out at me out of all the Del Norte guys we've ever seen. But
no, that young man, wow, I mean, he looked like he belonged in the NFL. Wow. Charles Steinkamp is going to kick off here to start this second half. The Hilltop Farmington won the toss, deferred to Los Alamos. Hilltoppers, of course, then chose to receive, and now the Hilltoppers will be turning off. Then Charles Steinkamp, he's going to put it in the end zone.
Wow, nice kick.
So that now will bring it back to the 20-yard line. We haven't seen very many runbacks here tonight. So that'll bring it up to the 20-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Farmington. And let's see what the situation is for. It looks like Trell Garcia or Trell Griego is going to be in. So Purby not coming back into the ball game here, and they're going to hand the ball off to the left side. And boy, he's just heading down that left sideline, and that is Patrick Shea, or was that Chance Carrillo?
Chance Carrillo again, and huge gain.
Wow, boy, I mean that just he just took the simple handoff, inside handoff from Griego, and he just fired toward the left sideline, and boy, nobody laid a finger on him until he crossed about the time he's ready to cross midfield. Pass by Trell right up the middle and into the. Well, is he going to make it to the end zone? No. So Hilltop was able to catch up with him. That was Ethan Thomas. And did you see who it was that caught up with him?
I think that was Hartzell in the area, but we have a flag on the play. That very well could be a horse collar tackle. Unfortunately, Thomas came down very awkwardly, and that looked and
personal foul, horse collar.
Yep,
you are correct, sir.
And unfortunate, but we saw this last week, Gene. Some of the big plays by the Scorpions are going straight up the middle. 2 plays straight up the middle, and they're on the 2-yard line.
So they're going to give it to. This time they're going to give it to Julian Gomez. Julian, he seems to be their go-to guy on these short yardage situations. But he's pulled down by Los Alamos, so he's dropped. And so now Trell Garcia back there, and now they got a loaded shotgun back there, and they're going to give it on a misdirection. And let's see who ended up with the ball. Touchdown. So
didn't see who got out of the pile there. That was that might have been Reed.
Yeah, that's who it was. Jacob Reed, the Hilltopper Jackson Blair hit him right at the line of scrimmage, right at the goal line, but he was able to fall into the goal. And now they're going to go for 2. No, they're not going to go for 2. They decided to go ahead and get back. So now they set it down, they kick it away, and our mystery player once again gets another extra point. So now we'll now go into the first phase of the mercy rule and running clock. And we're not that horribly far away, Mike, from the doomsday clock.
Unfortunately, no, we are not. 11:15 just underway here in the second half. Topper's going to get the ball. Let's see. Unfortunately, this as Cahoon going to kick it away. Unfortunately, this game just Topper's had some chances. This game has just gotten away from him. It'd be nice to get a couple of points on the board. Yeah. Malachi tried to catch that one right at the goal line. Had to jump up a little bit, and it went through his hands.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a great play, to be honest with you. Yeah. But Malachi, it slipped out of his hands and went into the end zone. That's actually probably the best thing that could have happened there.
Well, he ran one back against West Las Vegas. Maybe he's still thinking about that. So.
Well, West Las Vegas did a lot of things very, very well. There's one thing they did not do well at all, and that was their special teams.
No.
They really struggled.
Yeah, they really did. Well, those runbacks are the only thing keeping us in the game there for a while. So right now, let's see, we've got Jeremiah Hertzall back there at quarterback, or is Tiki the quarterback?
Yeah, I think it's Tiki.
No, Tiki's the quarterback. He's going to give it to Jeremiah. Jeremiah around the right side. He's going to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards as he was, and bringing him down that time was Isaac Fouts.
And Green over there on the sideline, actually near the bench. he might be done for the night. He's taken a couple of wallops, so they may not want to risk him any further than they need to. Toppers are not going to get it back in this ball game, unfortunately.
So now they got Jeremiah who's going to take the quarterback position. He takes a direct snap, tries to come up the middle, is tripped up at the line of scrimmage, goes flying forward, and the ball comes out, but the officials say it was down. So let's see. So that was good. That play came at it was 3rd down and 8. So let's see. This should bring up, or was it 2nd and 8? I guess it was 2nd and 8.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Now it's 3rd down and about 1. So now let's see. Right now, okay, we have Jeremiah Herzl and Tiki Nato back there.
Thornton is completely uncovered on this side, Gene.
Yeah. Nobody even looking at him. So they straight up the middle they go, and the ball is out. But once again, the Jeremiah Hartzell direct snap, and he just took it straight up the middle of it. Like Mike said, Caden Thornton was over on the sideline. He had nobody on him whatsoever. Nobody.
No, I don't know if anybody saw that, but nobody went out there to cover him. And if this is going to be the Scorpions, I think finally somebody spotted that. But I was going to say if this.
Yeah, they're finally bringing somebody over to cover, but that left side of the field was completely 100% open. Now they go to Caden behind the line of scrimmage. Where's well, there should be a flag there. I mean,
That was
he literally threw Caden onto the track. I mean, he just grabbed him and just spun him around by the shoulders and then he just threw him.
that was a straight heave.
Oh yeah, I mean there's no flag on that. I can't believe it. So they'll set up Jeremiah back there at quarterback again. Snap's going to go to Jeremiah around the left side. So the Hilltopper right now is kind of sticking with the running game. And very close to a 1st down.
No.
Oh, wait.
No, we are close. We are at the first stick.
No, the first stick, sorry. Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, we need to get to the second stick, but we're at the first stick. That's all right.
Oh, my God. Oh, well.
So.
First down stick is a first down stick.
Are they bringing? That's not Jake going in, is it? I certainly hope it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Oh dear.
And they're going to send Hartzell out to the right. So Jacob is going to air it right up the middle. So a little slant pattern that time run by Jacob by Herzl, and he just came across about 5 yards up the field, coming right across the top of the right across, slanting toward the top. He was slanting from the right to the left, and so Jacob threw the pass, which was about 150 miles an hour. So now here comes Charles Steinkamp.
Of very little consequence. Even had that pass been caught, Hartzell wasn't going to go anywhere.
No, he wasn't. So let's see what Charles does here. He boots it away.
Line drive, big hop.
Yeah, it takes a big hop and going to pick it up on the run, coming around on the right side. He's got all kinds of blockers in front of him, and it's still going, trying to get there. Finally, Caden Granger finally caught from behind, but that was not Malachi Gutierrez. But like Mike said, the ball came down around the 40-yard line of the Scorpions. Took a one hop, and then Caden he just grabbed it and took off. And beautiful run. And saved that time by Malachi Gutierrez. But They're deep in the Hilltopper territory again. And that ball at right about the 10-yard line. So passing in the end zone wide open, an easy touchdown.
Holy. Wow. That from Trell Griego, and let's see if we can figure out who caught it. The corner route, and that was Jevin Smith, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And Smith with the catch. That was a beautiful pass.
It really was.
Boy, you know, Trell, their second string quarterback. Have not seen Furby come in. They haven't lost anything with him in there.
No, they have not. And the pass was, I mean, it was over toward the left side of the end zone, and Jevin Smith was running toward the side of the end zone, and that pass from Trell came right over his shoulder, just perfect. And all he had to do was just scoop it in, and so that makes it now 48-0. So this may be the last gasp for Los Alamos.
Yeah, unfortunately,
They don't score a touchdown.
Yep, they're going to have to do something on this possession, I believe, Gene. And unfortunate, Taubers look like they might be able to hang here for a while, and then just couple of very, very costly turnovers, and that kind of game started to get away from them there.
And we have a run back, which gets up to about the 20-yard line. Malachi, he had some running room from about the 5 to the 20, and that was it. I mean, he got the 20-yard line, and there was just a white wall.
There absolutely was. So the Scorpions obviously like having their opponents start at the 20-yard line, and they will put them there, however they have to do that.
That's twice they've done that too. Nose of the ball right at the 20. So.
And Green going out there. I don't like this at all, Gene. The Toppers are not going to get back in this ball game. Green has gotten banged up. I don't see any benefit to him being out here right now.
No, and they did have Luke Gutierrez Luke Gonzalez. I mean, he was like the QB2 for a while. Boy, nice run this time. Is that they just hand the ball off Tiki Nieto, and just that little inside handoff, and he just turns around and comes straight up the field, makes a little cut. He was coming right up the field, and then he cut a little to his left and then back to his right, and he moves that ball all the way out to the 45-yard line, 25-yard gain that time for Tiki. So the Hilltoppers, and they give to Tiki again.
Oh.
And this time, just waiting for him was Aaron Huey.
Boy, and Tiki's tough to take down one-on-one, and Huey just popped him.
Yes.
And that's going to be a couple-yard loss.
Yeah.
But Tiki's not a huge kid, but he is very strong. He's very wiry.
Oh, yes.
He's very tough to tackle in a one-on-one situation.
2-yard loss. Back to the 43. Jacob passes complete upfield, and that complete pass is complete up the field to Hilltoppers to Nicholas Ray. No, I'm sorry. Let me correct that. Jeremiah Hartzell. Nicholas is not a receiver. Anyway, Jeremiah Hartzell, and so the big gain for Los Alamos, and they get it up to the 35-yard line of the Scorpions.
22-yard pickup.
Yeah,
Catch and run there by Hartzell.
There's some big pickups here for Los Alamos on his drive. Jacob Green is going to air it out down into the end zone. He was trying to get it this time to Malachi Gutierrez. Can't get it to him.
Pretty good coverage on that side of the field again. That's a Scorpion secondary, pretty solid.
Yes.
Toppers have some good quick receivers, but for the most part they've covered him. Thornton actually is the beneficiary, I guess, of because he had a big first half. Haven't really looked his way much here since about midway through the second quarter.
So here we go up the middle again. So Nieto on the ball carrier. And a tackle by Christian Baca.
Baca's been a busy man tonight.
Yes, he has. About 5-yard gain. And the clock is running. It's been a running clock through this whole quarter. We haven't had any reason to stop it for timeouts or anything. So it's already down to a minute and a half to go in the quarter. 48-0. The Farmington 2 points away from ending this ball game. So here we go again. And so Jacob back. He's going to drop back. He's a couple of steps back. He had some time. And the pass was intended over there for Caden Thornton. He overthrows Caden, and then diving to the ground, trying to get the interception was Luis Gonzalez. And boy, I mean, he almost had it too. So the clock's still moving. And 4th down and 6 for Los Alamos. Let's see. Where's the ball?
The 31-yard line.
31-yard line. It's only a 48-yard field goal.
Yeah, not even worth Steinkamp's time, so not even going to bother.
Yes. So here we go on 4th down. We're going to go for it. Air it out toward the end zone. Whoa! Oh, too bad. They had open down there with Nick Dolan, and so Nick went up. His ball coming down to him, and then just at the last second, one of the Scorpions got up there and got a finger on it, and that was Luis Gonzalez. For a minute, I thought the Hilltoppers were going to come up with the score. It was a nice pass, but great coverage that time by the Scorpions, and that ends the third quarter. So we'll now march down to the other end of the field and set the ball down at the, where is it? The 31-yard line.
Yep, and that'll be Scorpion ball, but just, boy, about maybe another, if he'd got another yard or so of distance on that, Dolan would have gotten it and probably scored on the play.
Oh yeah,
just
he was
not quite enough heave ho on that from Green, but very, very close. And the Toppers have had some close calls tonight.
Oh yes,
and that's got to be. We've seen some good stuff from the Toppers tonight. They're obviously down a bunch. But that's not the whole story of the ball game.
No, not at all.
Toppers have had a chance to put some points on the board, had a chance for a couple of stops as well. This is a good Farmington team, though, and, one or two mistakes, you keep the door open even a crack. That's all Farmington needs.
Yeah. And let's see, we have let's see. No, Trell Griego's still in there. And Trell option play. He's going to flip it over on the option, and this one's going to go to Chance Carrillo. Carrillo around the right side. He's going to pick up pretty good yardage. On the stop for Los Alamos that time was Jackson Blair, and along with Jehoran Quintana. So quickly they go again. Waste no time. And this time they're going to hand the ball off once again to Chance Carrillo. And he's going to be tripped up at the line of scrimmage.
They're going to mark him for a loss, actually. He lost a couple.
Yeah, so the ball now, the nose of the ball about the 40.
Schwarzkopf in the area there for the tackle.
Yeah, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 12. And pass up the middle. And that was a good coverage that time for the Hilltoppers. Right there was Caden Thornton. And Also, right there, I mean, he had great coverage for Los Alamos and Jehoran Quintana, along with Kyler Young. So Trell all by himself back there. Griego passes the flat on the left side. This is going to go to Chance Carrillo. Carrillo coming down the left sideline. And now the Hilltoppers kind of toss Carrillo around a little bit.
And I was about to say they were flirting with a flag, but I think they got one. I think they threw it late. And
well, if they didn't throw that other one on Los Alamos or Caden Thornton, I mean, that was just outrageous. They're no flag. Oh, wait, no, they are. Oh, they're saying face mask.
They're going to call a face mask. Oh, I don't know about that.
Face mask. Yeah, really.
I don't know about that. That was right at the sideline. I could see maybe unnecessary roughness. There was no, I don't know about a face mask.
So Trell gets a pass right up the middle, and that pass complete to Chance Carrillo, and he's inside the 10-yard line. Finally bringing him down for Los Alamos at the last second that time for the Hilltoppers. And let's see. Well, here we go. Going to give it right up the middle. And that one is going to go this time to Jacob Reed. And that will do it. 54-0. And we won't bother for the point after. That's the final score here. 54-0. The Hilltoppers for Farmington, the #1 team in the state in Class 5A. And their record, they go to 7-0. Hilltoppers dropped to 3-4. And the Hilltoppers still have a tough go ahead of them. This is a killer district. 2 weeks they have to go up to Piedra Vista. And what's interesting too, Mike, is that normally the Four Corners teams, all these, they're always very good. But I'm amazed that Farmington was able to do that to Aztec, where they beat them 54-0.
54-0, and
what happened to Aztec?
That does not happen.
No.
Aztec has been a premier football program in this state for a long time, and to be taken to woodshed like that, I don't remember the last time anything close to that happened to the Tigers.
No, plus they were they were a passing team, and boy, they were a formidable passing team too. I mean, they ran that Mike Leach Texas Tech offense, and boy, the old air raid, and boy, I'm telling you, that was something. So anyway, Mike, that'll do it for us, I guess. We have we'll be back on the air. Let's see, when is it, on Tuesday night? Approximately 6 o'clock for volleyball, and the Hilltoppers will be taking on Espanola, and so that'll be the first district contest for Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers going up against Espanola as we start district play on Tuesday night here in Griffith Gymnasium, and then we'll have another district contest here on that's on Thursday night. And the soccer game, who are we playing again?
For soccer on a Thursday, we will be playing the Taos Tigers.
Taos Tigers. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, but we let's see, next week though, no football game. Hilltoppers have the week off, and that's the bye week. And this is when I usually go to New England, but because of the COVID, I can't go anywhere.
Yeah, so. Unfortunately. Well, there's no reason to go. And, the greatest restaurant maybe in the history of the universe has shut its doors not too long ago. The No Name restaurant up there in Boston.
Yeah, no, that's a bummer. What a fantastic restaurant that was.
You want seafood, that one's tough to beat.
Yes, it was. It was awesome. So anyway, well, that'll do it. 54-0, Mike. Any
Yeah.
final words?
Well, yeah, unfortunately for the Toppers, like we've been saying all night, saw some good things tonight. They were able to move the ball a little bit against a very, very good defense. Had some chances, had a couple of big plays, had a couple of chances in the red zone, deep in the red zone, to put some points on the board and at least keep some semblance of pace with the number one team in the state. Just a couple of very, very costly turnovers, couple of ill-timed penalties, unfortunately, really just absolute drive killers for the Toppers. They were just not able to recover, and you just don't have the luxury of a mistake or two against a team like the Scorpions. Just
No, you don't. Well, when you have the golden opportunity to stay in the game with them, and then you, like you say, you come up with some costly mistakes and makes it tough. So
cannot do that, unfortunately. But Farmington, Gene, every bit as good as advertised, and we
yes.
saw their quarterback Brandon Furby in the first half. It took a big hit right at the end of the half from Damian Martinez, and we're hoping he's okay. We did not see him after that hit.
Yeah, he walked off on his own power.
Yeah, we're just hoping he got dinged up a little bit, and they were just keeping him out. Especially a kid like that, just very, very talented. You hate to see him get hurt, so we hope everything's all right with him. But they bring in the sophomore, Terrell Griego. Not, I mean, Furby's a big guy, and Griego wasn't a lot smaller than him. And
no, he wasn't.
And we saw a couple of passes from Trell. They were beautiful passes. So they didn't lose a step bringing in the sophomore. So the Scorpions are going to be okay for a couple of years at that position. No problem at all.
Yeah, and you could see they had a lot of depth, and they got a lot of talent up there. So like you say, they're going to be tough. So anyway, well, that will do it for us. Final score 54-0. Hilltoppers go down to the number one team in the state, the Farmington Scorpions. And so we'll be back on the air on Tuesday night to bring you volleyball, and that all courtesy of Carol Clark and the Daily Post. I want to thank Carol Clark for making all this possible, and for the Daily Post providing their YouTube channel for us to broadcast on. And I want to thank, of course, Nate Limbach and John McHale for getting together with Carol and making all this possible. So this is Gene Martinson for Mike Mays. And so have a great weekend, everybody. And, you can make it an even better weekend. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And Sweetie Pie, I sure do miss you, honey. I miss you a lot. Bye-bye, everybody.